Hi, this is Tutor Nick P, and this is lesson 444. The title of today's lesson is the difference between out and outside. All right, now this can be a little tricky because sometimes you should really just be using out, other times you should just be using outside, and then there are times where either one is okay, either one is acceptable. So let's cover some of the uses here so we can try to understand it more clearly. The word out has several important meanings and uses. It could mean to leave one's home or place of work to go somewhere, especially to eat, visit someone, buy something, etc. Yeah, especially when you're talking like in the general sense that you want to go out to some place. It can also simply mean leaving a room or small area or space. Okay. Moving away from an area or town, all right, this is another way that we use out as well. When one means to get away from, use out, not inside. Okay, let's continue. Outside usually refers to being outdoors, in a place where you can see the sky, okay, not in a building. Outside can also be used for looking out, such as looking out a window. So if you're inside and you're looking out, you could be talking about what's happening outside, out the window. Yes, in that sense. Okay, now here's the first one where students often make a mistake this way, especially if you're speaking in the general sense. When I go outside to buy something, I usually bring a cart to carry things. Now here you should really say when you go out, because you'll probably mean like when you go to the supermarket or to the mall or someplace like that. You're not really stressing outdoors. You just mean that you're leaving to go someplace. So in this case, you should just say out and not outside. All right, let's continue. In a similar sense, we got this one. Let's go outside. I am bored at home. All right, now if it's a general sense, like you mean let's just go out, like let's go to the park, go to the mall, go to a movie, or whatever it is, you should be using out. You should not actually be using outside too, because you can go out and then back in someplace. So you could go out and go in a restaurant. That's not really outside. So in this sense, you should just be using out. Okay, let's continue. All right, now here's a case where probably either one could be acceptable. Let's go outside and enjoy the sunshine in the yard. All right, now here you're specifically talking about going outdoors. You're emphasizing being outdoors. So let's go outside where the sun is, where you can see the sky. All right, let's go out and enjoy the sunshine in the yard. Now, in this sense, you could use out too, meaning that you're just like leaving the room, or you're leaving the door, you're leaving your front door or your back door and you're going into the yard. That's okay too. So in this case, both out and outside are both acceptable. All right, let's continue. It is important to note one can go outside and still technically be home. One can relax in one's backyard or front yard. One could cut grass. You could be mowing the lawn and, you're outside, but technically you're still home. Sit on a porch or a balcony, you are outside, but even though you're home, maybe the balcony may extend from the first floor or from the second floor or the third floor. You could be on a porch, on the main floor, and you could still be outside, but really you're still home because you're just in front of your house. Okay. All right. So outside in this case simply just means outdoors. You're out of the house. Okay, let's continue. All right. Again, here's another case where maybe both could be acceptable. Take these hamburgers out to the balcony to be barbecued. So you're probably inside right now and you just want to go like out the door where the balcony is. So you could say out. You could also say take these hamburgers outside to the balcony to be barbecued, or just take these hamburgers, out, because you're leaving the house. Technically, you are leaving the inside of the house. So in that sense, that's okay as well. All right, let's continue. All right, now here's a case where you probably should only be using out and not outside. Don't hide, come outside from under the table. No, you should just say come out from under the table. You're leaving that area, you're leaving that space. You're in this case, you're probably indoors anyway. So you wouldn't be saying, you don't say come outside from under the table. That doesn't make any sense. Okay, let's read on. She's going outside Paris for 3 days. Now, this is weird. We don't usually say that you're going outside a city. We would normally say that you're going out. So she's going out, or in this case, going out of Paris for 3 days. So she's leaving. She's going away. That's the one here where they said, you know, if you're leaving the place or going away from the place, you should probably just use out. So she's going out of Paris or going out of London or whatever. She's leaving it. Maybe she's going to the countryside. Okay, and then the last one here, this one, you could say it's raining out, you know, just in a general sense. Maybe you've seen it on the weather forecast, or maybe you heard thunder or something like that. Or you could also say it's raining outside, especially if like you were looking out the window. Maybe you actually open the window to check. It's raining outside, outdoors. When we leave our house or apartment, it will be raining outside, outdoors, under the open sky. So like the last one, again, both are okay. All right, anyway, I hope you got a better sense or a better feel of when you should use out, when you should use outside, or really when both might be acceptable. Anyway, I hope you got it. I hope it's informative. Thank you for your time. Bye-bye.